about radioactivity, we shall mainly focus on the revision of the formulas and related problems. So first of all, you should know the laws of radioactive decay or the nuclear disintegration. Actually, you know, when there are atoms that are radioactive substance, they can constantly breaking into fresh radioactive products with emission of alpha ray, beta ray and gamma rays. Now the rate of breaking is not affected by the external factors, like if you some sudden change of temperature, of there is a certain change of pressure or chemical combination. None of the above can affect the rate of its radioactive decay. But what does it depend on? It is based upon probability concept and depends entirely on the law of chance, that is the number of atoms breaking per second at any instant is proportional to the number present. So how do you find out the rate of the radioactive decay? We have to apply the concept that if there are suppose n number of atoms at any time t and a number dn, this is a part of that n that breaks in time dt. So the rate of breaking is minus dn by dt and it is proportional to the number that is already present in previously. So minus dn dt is proportional to n, since it is a decay, so it is a negative sign, that is the decrease in the number. So r can be written as, there will be a proportionality constant and that is lambda, and this lambda is known as radioactive constant. So this is the ratio of the amount of the substance which disintegrates in a unit time to the amount of substance present. So if you write this expression, that is dn by n equals to minus lambda dt, you will get log n equals to minus lambda t plus c. So to find out this constant value c, take the boundary conditions like when t equals to 0, n equals to n0. So you will get log n by n0 equals to minus lambda t, or just you can write it as n equals to n naught e to the power minus lambda t, where n naught is the number of the atoms that present at t equals to 0 time and n is the number of atoms that left after time t, that is after some disintegration. So what is the converted to the daughter, that is parent to daughter nuclei, total conversion is into n naught minus n. And what is the growth of the daughter, that is n naught minus n, or it can be written as n naught minus n naught e to the power minus lambda t, or n naught into 1 minus e to the power lambda t. Now we should define some parameter like at t equals to 1 by lambda, the number of atoms n is actually n naught divided by e, and this is the radioactive constant. So it is also defined as the reciprocal of the time during which the number of atoms of a radioactive substance falls to 1 by e of its original value. So what is the average life? So the average life definition is the sum of the lives of all the atoms divided by the total number of atoms. How do you find out? You find out by integrating this term, that is, we know dn by dt equals to minus lambda n. So if the total time or life of this minus dn atom is minus t into dn, so for n0 atoms we can take the account for the possible life of any one of the two number of atoms. The total number of atoms varies from 0 to infinite. So the total life will be integration over 0 to n naught minus t dn for n naught atoms. So average life is 1 by n naught, that is the total number of atoms, into integration over 0 to n naught minus t dn. If you put the values, you will get average life as 1 by lambda. So friends, we have already our test series are activated in our portal. The full length test, subject wise test, you all can get with a minimum cost of 699 rupees, and also we have interview guidance package for cracking integrated PhD physics, MTech physics, MSc JAM for preparation interviews. So you can take this with a minimum cost 699 rupees per year, and for those who have already registered to our test series, it will only take 500 rupees for 1 year for this interview guidance package. So joining your dream institute will be easier with us. So first you should also know about the concept of half-life. So the name suggests that the life which the n naught becomes the amount of n naught by 2. So we have n equals to n0 e to the power minus lambda t or n equals to n naught e to the power minus lambda t. So the at half-life this n will become n naught by 2. So n naught by 2 equals to n naught e to the power minus lambda into capital T, where t is the time that decay n naught to n naught by 2. Okay, so calculate it, you will get that lambda t equals to log 2 or log e base 2, or you can write it as t half equals to log 2 divided by lambda, or 0.6931 divided by lambda. You can write also ln2 by lambda, that is 0.6931 by lambda. Now what is the relation between the half-life and average life? That is, if you take half-life as t half, then average life as Ta, then t half equals to 0.693 into Ta, as Ta equals to 1 by lambda. What are the units of radioactivity? The SI unit of radioactivity is becquerel. 1 becquerel equals to 1 disintegration per second. 1 curie, you can also write 1 curie equals to 3.7 into 10 to the power 10 disintegration per second. 1 Rutherford equals to 10 to the power 6 disintegration per second. Now, then another question, that is, what is the strength or activity? So what is the meaning of activity? That is, the activity or strength of a radioactive sample at any instant t is defined as the number of disintegrations occurring in a sample in unit time at t. That is, if you define at, then the occurrence of the disintegration, that is dn, at unit time interval. So it will become mod of dn by dt. Okay, so it is lambda into nt, or it can be written as 0.693 by capital T into NT. The activity per unit mass of a sample is also called the specific activity. So if you relate this activity with the decaying equation, so if you find out the expression, then what you will get? You first take this decaying equation, that is Ni equals to n naught to the power minus lambda t with respect to the time. So dn by dt equals to minus lambda into n naught to the power minus lambda t. At t equals to 0, this is dn by dt at 0 time equals to minus lambda n naught. So you can write dn by dt equals to dnt by dt at 0 into e to the power minus lambda t. Just put here. You get at, that is activity at any time t, equals to activity at time 0, that is a naught, into e to the power minus lambda t. So at is dnt by dt and a naught is dnt by dt at 0. Okay, so at is called the activity or the strength of the sample, and it is proportional to the rate of this disintegration. So e to the power minus lambda t. Okay, so there is another theory, the theory of successive disintegration. Suppose there are a parent nucleus, it disintegrated to a daughter nucleus, and the daughter nucleus can disintegrate further and it can produce another radioactive nucleus, and it can also decay. So this is a chain of decaying. And how do you find out the equilibrium? So consider the equilibrium which is set up when radioactive body A disintegrate into a radioactive body B, and that B which disintegrate into a radioactive element C. So let us take that N1 is the number of atom A, N2 is the number of atom B respectively present in the mixture after a time t, and N0 is the number of atom of A at the starting point when there was no B, no C, that is at t equals to 0. Now if you take this lambda 1 to be the disintegration constant for this A, then N1 equals to N0 to the power minus lambda 1 t. Now for every time an atom of A, say the atom is the parent atom, okay, so it will disappear and it will give birth to the atom B, that is the daughter, it will be produced. So the formation of the daughter is B equals to lambda 1 into N1. Alright. Now the rate at B decays is lambda 2 into N2, where we have assumed that the decay rate for this disintegration constant for this B is lambda 2. So net rate at which the B is produced is dN2 by dt, that is the difference between the lambda 1A, number of A, and the decay of the number of B. So it is in between them, that is lambda 1 N1 minus lambda 2 N2. So it will be lambda 1 n naught e to the power minus lambda 1 t minus lambda 2 n2. So adjust these equations and you will get that n2 equals to, that is the number of atoms or B atoms that are present at time t, that is n2 equals to lambda 1 divided by lambda 2 minus lambda 1 into n naught e to the power minus lambda 1 t minus e to the power minus lambda 2 t. There are two kind of equilibrium. One is the secular equilibrium, another is the transient equilibrium. When the secular equilibrium or permanent equilibrium we will consider, if suppose the parent nucleus, that is A, it is very long life, that is the half-life of T1, that is of the half-life of A atom is much greater than the half-life of T2 or B atom, then lambda 1, that is the disintegration of A, is much lower than disintegration of B, because the life of A is much greater. So in this case, lambda 1, that as it is very lower quantity, we can neglect it, and as compared to this lambda 2 and this e to the power minus lambda 2 t can be neglected in compared to lambda 1. So lambda 1 can be neglected compared to these two values, and this e to the power minus lambda 1 t provided t is very large. So the equation will become the equation that we have arrived this here. So e to the power minus lambda 1 t and this lambda 1 t we can neglect, and we will get that lambda 1 n1 equals to lambda 2 n2. And if this is transient equilibrium, that is t half, that is the half-life of A is not very large as compared to the time during which we make observation. So we can't neglect this factor e to the power minus lambda 1 t, and lambda 1 t cannot be neglected also as compared to lambda 2. So we have to take account this term, and we can rewrite this term as n2 by n1 equals to lambda 1 by lambda 2 minus lambda 1. So there are two conditions here. First, derive this condition, that is the theory of equilibrium of successive disintegration. Then you will get that there are two conditions whenever the parent nuclei have half-life is greater, or the parent nuclei half-life is not so much that we can neglect the disintegration constant. Okay. And what is the radioactive displacement law? So we know that during a radioactive disintegration, the nucleus which undergoes the disintegration, which disintegrate, that is called the parent nucleus, and which remains after the disintegration, that is the daughter nucleus. So let us solve some problems which we have learned from the theory part. First, a question: a radioactive sample has its half-life equal to 60 days. Okay, so calculate its disintegration constant, its average life, the time required for 2/3 of the original number of atoms to disintegrate, and the time taken for 1/4 of the original number of atoms to remain unchanged. So first of all, what are the data are present? The data is present here. The radioactive sample, its half-life is 60 days. So T half equals to 60. What is the disintegration constant? That is lambda. So lambda equals to 0.693 divided by T half. So 0.693 divided by 60, that is 0.01155 per day. Okay. What is its average life? Average life, where lambda equals to 0.01155 per day. So T average equals to 1 by lambda, it is 86.58 days. Now next question is the time that required for 2/3 of the original number of atoms to disintegrate. Okay, so suppose the original number is n naught, so number to be disintegrated is 2/3 of n naught, and so the number remain unchanged is 1 minus 2/3 n naught, that is 1/3 n naught. So n by n naught is 1/3. So now consider this formula for the radioactive decay, that is n equals to n naught to the power minus lambda t. N by n naught write as 1/3 equals to the power minus lambda t. Put the value of lambda, you get lambda into t equals to ln 3. So t equals to ln 3 by lambda. You put the value of lambda and you put the value of ln 3, you get 95.1 days. The next question is the time taken for 1/4 of the original number of atoms to remain unchanged. So n by n naught is 1/4. So from the decay law, 1 by 4 is e to the power minus lambda t, or lambda t equals to 120. Okay. So here you only have to remember how to apply these formulas, and you have to remember the formulas. You can easily get the answer. Suppose take another example. The half-life of UX1 is 24.1 days. How many days after UX1 has been isolated will it take for 90% of it to change to UX2? So there's nothing, but only you have to consider the time from N0 to N. It will reach how much time, that is N0 is UX1, N2 is UX2, and the half-life is given 24.1 for the parent nuclei, and they ask you that how much will time taken by this parent nuclei to decay to daughter nucleus, and the amount is 90% of it who should be decayed to the daughter nuclei. So T half equals to 24.1. From here you can find out lambda, that is 1 by T half. So you put and you get it as 0.0287 per day. Now amount disintegrated is 90%, that is 90 by 100. So N by N naught is 10 by 100. 5. Always remember that the amount disintegrated and the difference between the amount disintegrated and the ratio between the number present in the parent nuclei and number in the daughter nuclei. Okay, so N by N naught, now parent nuclei is 10 and daughter nuclei, parent nuclei is here. N by N naught is daughter nuclei is 10 and N naught is the parent nuclei, right? So 10 by 100 is 1 by 10. So 1 by 10 equals to e to the power minus 0.0287 t. So what is the value of t? The value of t is ln 10 by 0.0287, or you just calculate, you will get it as 80 days. So this kind of questions you may face. Another question, that the half-life of radioactive K40 is 1.83 into 10 to the power 8 years. Now find the number of beta particles emitted per second per gram of K40, assuming lambda is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 17 second inverse, Avogadro number as 6.02 into 10 to the power 23. So let us take first Nt is the number of atoms of K40 in 1 gram, and it is at T equals to 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 40. Okay. So this is 10 to the power, okay, not 100 to the power. So dN by dt can be written as lambda into Nt. So it is 1.2, that is the lambda here, into 10 to the power minus 7 into Nt, that is 6.2 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 40. So this will give you 1.8 into 10 to the power 5. So number of particles emitted per gram of K40 is 1.8 into 10 to the power 5. So look how much easier this kind of questions, that you will easily get the answer. This is another question. It is observed that 3.67 into 10 to the power 10 alpha particles are emitted per gram of radium-226. Calculate the half-life of radium-226. Avogadro number is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. So you have been given that 1 gram of radium-226 is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 divided by the atomic number, that is 226 atoms of radium-226. So now this disintegrate per second rate is 3.67. It is observed here. So the decay constant lambda is 3.67 into 10 to the power 10 divided by 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 226 second inverse. So from lambda you can find out T half, that is the half-life, that is 0.693 by lambda, that is 0.693 into 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 3.67 into 10 to the power 10 into 226. This is 1595 years. So friends, you can have this kind of problems in the exam. So I think you can do it easily. So it is another example. This is an example of secular equilibrium. So calculate the amount of radium-226 in secular equilibrium with 1 kg of pure uranium-238 Given the half-lives of radium-226 and uranium-238 as 1620 and 4.5 into 10 to the power 9 years respectively. So first of all, know the X, let us take that X in gram with the required amount of radium-226 in this equilibrium, that is secular equilibrium, with 1 kg of pure uranium-238. This is the X amount of radium-226. Now 1 kg of pure uranium-238 means that 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 by 238 into 10 cube atoms of U, because this is in kg, so you have to multiply in with 10 cube. So an X gram of radium-226 means 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 divided by 226 into X atoms of radium. So the condition of secular equilibrium is Nu by T half equals to Nr by T half. So U is for uranium and Ra is for radium. So you know Nu, you know T half, and you can find out this X value. Okay. So you know this one, you have to find out this X gram of radium. So this is the amount of radium-226 that is in equilibrium with pure 1 kg of uranium-238 at this half-lives. Okay. So the answer is 0.34 mg. So thank you friends, thank you for watching this video. You can join in our test series where you can evaluate your performance before examination, and the test series are totally timer based, and also you can join the interview guidance for cracking interviews in IIT's research institutes in India. So you can also have free test link in our portal. Only you have to register here, that is https://remoteeducation.in/physicsbyIITn/index.php. After getting this test, you will also get the full solution. You can contact us to this information. You can mail us, you can join our Telegram channel, or you can make a call to us in this number. So thank you for your cooperation, and we hope you value our time and efforts, and you will also help the needy students. So we believe the sharing of knowledge is the best way of helping the society. So please join our channel, subscribe to our channel, join our Telegram channel for daily quizzes and research updates. You can also join our Facebook page, Physics by IITians. Thank you.